Alright, friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Briefing's still going on. I believe I've got the briefing out of the mix here. But I need to get this aircraft started because we were getting ready to do our, start our performance. Don't forget to join the Jeffrey B channel. Jeffrey B is going to have the main broadcast starting at the top of the hour. Right now, though, I got to get this aircraft up and running. Let's get the fuel set. Alright. Right. Tank. Pretty birdie, I know. These liveries are amazing. Now, the liveries that you'll see on the Jeffrey B channel will look slightly different, but I love these. These are amazing. I wish Jeffrey's looked like ours. You guys are not hearing that briefing, right? I have that going direct to the headset, skipping the stream, I'm pretty sure. All right. Switch levers. No briefing. Okay, good. Okay, so mix full, propellers aft, throttle 10%. Gotcha. Thank you, guys. All right, we're going to throw a little bit of fuel in via the wobble pump. We'll squeeze the primer about 3 times. Wobble pump again. Prime about 2 more times. Okay, controller's kind of working. Let's go to battery on, position on, and then let's...
2324.
Okay, we got it started. That's good. Okay, we're going to let it sit at 600 until the cylinder head temps get up to 1. Thanks.
Mike, yeah, 2324 kilo. For pilot, 2324 kilo.
Alright, props full. Battery on. Radio, which doesn't display, but it does work. Jeffrey B. I'll put it in the I'll put it in the chat again. And the show starts at the top of the hour, so it's a few minutes before you'll actually see anything there. But okay, so we got 900 going. Electronics are on. Radios are working. And as soon as we're in the green, we're ready to go. flaps up at the moment. Okay. All right, we're ready. Plane started on the first try. That's a good sign. Airbus to Aces 5 stage.
Stage, Aces 5.
So there's 2. There goes 3. And 5 should be behind me. A little zigzag, make sure the way ahead's clear. And I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but I'm actually fill-in air boss as well, so I'm clearing each performance in and out of the box at the beginning and end, in addition to flying my own routine, so. I'm only going to have the stream on for our performance. I'm going to kick the raid over to Jeffrey B afterward, but I am going to, you'll hear me on his stream as Jeffrey B, on the Jeffrey B channel as the air boss. Okay, so there's the 3. There's the 1, the 2, okay. I know! Performing air boss is a real boss. That's right, that's my shoes, agreed. They're giving me, Mike JPC is giving me an extra cookie for that. Alright, we're gonna hold there for our cue. Alright, Jeffrey B broadcast is up and running, guys, so I encourage you to watch that, other stream that I have linked. I've got it here. It's just a countdown for right now, 7 minutes to go. I've got it on low quality just to conserve bandwidth here in the studio. But he's broadcasting in 1080, pretty sure. Yeah, source is 1440p actually, so even better than that. But I do encourage you to watch that, and you can check out the in-cockpit view of the first performance here. But I encourage you to watch both and support both. Mike, there's an intro, and then we're cleared on the box. Okay. Alright, so 5.5 minutes, 5 minutes 40 seconds to the anthem. And then, or to the intros and the anthem. And so a few more minutes while we wait here in position. I know, I love these liveries. Because we got a few minutes. We're gonna look a little bit different on Jeffrey's broadcast, but man, I love these. Regen Road Trip nails these. We live in the future. I'm watching people from all over the world sim formation flying in real time on 2 feeds on 3 monitors. Yeah, right. 1980s kid with the TI 994s is losing his mind, right? Yeah. My Commodore 64 is rolling over in its grave right now. And by grave, I mean my sister's attic. Get the camera where I usually have it. So you may be able to tell I set up with a little bit of haste today. Them's my shoes says, I'll pretend I didn't hear you were referring to your sister's attic as your grave. No, as my C64, my Commodore 64's grave. So you can pretend you didn't hear that because you didn't actually hear that. Should be a... I have not, and I'm monitoring that channel.
Two 324 Kilo is on 123.45.
That's it. Patch side by side, wherever that was. Testing. Whoever said tested had you loud and clear.
It's not what I said, but it's how you heard it. Yeah, fair enough. Alright, minute and a half. 90-second warning, guys. $60 seconds. Alright, 20 seconds to live, guys. And of course, I'm getting it slightly delayed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 4th annual Virtual USA Flying Club Air Show. Coming to you live from our new venue, Sullivan County International Airport, Monticello, New York. Come one, come all, don't be slow. Step right up to the air show. Virtual USA Flying Club members and our VSOA special guests will be putting on daring and exciting routines for our fellow club members and our wonderful Twitch viewers, all while performing live on the VATSIM network. Live on the air. Don't miss the show! Each of our performers are
This
ready
is
to
great.
show off their flight simulator skills in a variety of fun and unique aircraft. So for the next few hours, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show! Our 3 VSOA special guest performers this year are Virtual NATO! United States Navy Virtual! Virtual United States Air Force! The finest flyers you'll ever know. The 4th annual Virtual USA Flying Club Air Show is sponsored by VATSIM, the International Online Flying Network, VATUSA, providing realistic simulated air traffic control services across the entire U.S.
R6 Chavez, what's the Coast Guard? Chopped liver? Maybe they're not performing today, so yes.
Downwing sim binoculars, the best binos and flight sim. Voyager Aviation, a community-driven virtual airline. The Pilot Club, share our passion for aviation. Melvin Wax, Hardlander, Melvin Wax.
God bless Melvin
And also
Wax.
featuring the
Got us out of many a
flight
pickle.
simulator streamers, Jeffrey B, Jet Pilot Cinnamon, Melvin Leroy, November 8033 Fox, Eric Flight,
Should
Slant
see if-
Alpha,
hey,
Adventure
there we
Trials,
go.
Scott
Yay!
B, our guy, Ibanez Player 200, Benjamin Landron, Boozy Sheep, Arch, NDA.
Take your seat and stay a while.
We'll keep you watching with a smile. This year's intermission musical guest performance, Mustafa,
No, Mustafa's doing the intermission. That's awesome.
your air show commentator.
Oh, here we go.
Extraordinaire, Jeffrey Beckers. Come one, come all, don't be slow. It's time for the grand air show. Up in the sky.
Welcome, Virtual USA Flying Club members, fans, and
There he is.
I'm Jeffrey Beckers, your host and MC for today's broadcast of the 4th annual Virtual USA Flying Club Air Show. The club would especially like to thank VetGov10 for assisting us in securing the necessary waivers to allow us to perform this air show on the VATSIM network. Our performances will begin in a few moments, but first we would like to thank our new club members, new guests, and new performers for the 2026 season, as well as
That audio
back
coming
everyone
through?
that's watched years. Please sit back and relax as we move down to the
Probably
field
not
and
real
begin
high,
the
but it
opening
should be there.
ceremonies. All right, ladies and gentlemen on the field, welcome to the 4th annual Virtual USA Flying Club. We ask that you rise as able and honor our flag as Lyric Lemarier, aka Eric Flight, performs our national anthem.
This is really,
Oh, say, can
really truly
you
sung by Eric,
see
by the way.
by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the balls bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Oh.
Say does that star-spangled banner
sorry, that's a Baltimore thing. Nice work, Eric. All right.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like everybody to give a big round of applause to Eric Flake for that wonderful rendition of our national anthem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to turn your attention to
5 aces ready.
5 aces, you may take the runway, cleared for takeoff, and
Virtual
cleared into the box.
USA Flying Club 5 aces
Clear
prepares
takeoff,
for
cleared into the
takeoff.
box. 5 aces.
All right, friends, here we go. Lights and pizza. Flaps. One takes the right, 2 takes the left, 3 takes the right, 4 takes the left, 5 takes the
Our 5 aces performers today are David W., Kevin Minton, Josh McClenny, Rob Shearman Jr.,
all right.
and
There we are.
Adrian Garcia. All 4 will be performing in the North American T6 Texan.
Gotta cut the 4 roll. I gotta cut the commentary down so I can focus on my act. Okay, up and away. Here, laps. Bring the props back to 20. And leave it in catch-up power for now. We'll be able to cut the turn a little bit as well, which will help us catch up with the formation. And then the trick is on the join not to overshoot. So here's where I'll cut the corners a little bit. Getting a little bit of position stutters there, but you kind of just, if that happens, you kind of just have to take it on faith that where they were is where they still are, and then it'll catch back up. My goal is going to be to move in right up underneath the number 4. Okay, so we close a little bit of distance by the turn there. Yeah, see here what I mean about the position stutters. So hopefully those will go away and be able to just bring it right up underneath. Now the other thing to remember is we're not seeing them. There is a little bit of lag on the network, so we're not seeing them exactly as tight as they really are. All right, so now 30 is supposed to be like the baseline power. So if you see my manifold pressure on the lower right straight up, then that's, I'm trying to just keep up. If I go a little bit ahead of it like that, then I'm trying to close it in. If I go lower than it, I'm trying to back it off. Position lag's really, really bad. Ah! Hold it, hold it, hold it. do myself one favor here. I'm going to turn off every stream for a moment. That might be causing some of the additional lag that I'm getting. Okay, yeah, that seemed to have helped it. Some. Okay, it's a little better now. See how close we can keep it right up under him. The nice thing is we can't actually hit each other, so. Going down. I need to put a little down trim in. Back up under him, come on. Got to put a little down trim in so that I actually have to hold the nose up under him. That kind of helps. So on this one, we've got a aileron roll is going to come right in the middle of the pass. We're going to lift the nose up just prior to that roll. Yeah, and those really bad lags, I just have to take it on faith that he's still where he was. Nose up. Roll. Okay, find my guy. Gets a little sloppy on that, but just reform it back as quickly as we can. A little bit of catch-up power here. Okay. Now, when our leader flies this, he's literally flying it with consistent power the entire way, keeping 20 on the prop and 30 on the manifold. The rest of us have to kind of fight and cheat the power. I'm passing him here. Have to fight and cheat the power back and forth in order to stay, because obviously through every maneuver we're taking either a slightly narrower path or a slightly wider path and so forth. So we have to cheat a little bit. He's flying it just as smoothly and consistently as he can, and he does an amazing job, by the way. He's also doing a solo performance later in the P-51, which he's done the last couple of years, or at least last year. Alright, we're diving down now, so I gotta make sure I don't pass him. But he flies that P-51 solo demo, and I mean, he does an amazing job. Okay, here we go through the loop. I'm cheating with a little extra power, and then through the top. I'm going to cheat by dropping the power out. Bring it back in. Okay, so now we just got to catch back up. Okay, so this is where we go from formation, diamond formation, to in-trail formation. So we're all going to just turn into a whole big follow the leader game here in a second. On the break, I'm going to lose sight of him, and then after the break, I have to just find the line and get in it. So I won't be following the 1 anymore, I'll be following the 3. Stay close. Yeah, I gotta correct just a bit on you. One goes, 2 goes, 3 goes, 4 goes. And we go straight over the top. This is a half Cuban, so we go straight over the top. Find the runway. And then there's my guy. Hey, I'm the 3rd in line, which is right where I should be. Do need to catch up a little bit, so we'll keep it on full power. On this pass, we're doing what we call kind of a showcase pass. Each one of us is doing our own thing. I'm going to be doing a nice 4-point hesitation roll as mine. And again, I'm going to come in, I'm going to leave a kiss of paint on the aiming blocks, and then pop up about 30 degrees and do a nice 4-point roll here. Kind of catching up with the number 3 right now, but I'm going to lose some airspeed in the maneuver, so it'll be fine. Pop. Left. Little right rudder to hold it up. Over the top. A little forward to hold it up. Left again. Little left rudder to hold it up. Left again. Alright, there's my guy. Nice. I was happy with that 4-point roll. I was a little bit sloppy, but back to 30. Hot dog it a little bit just to see how low I can get. This one I struggle with a little bit. This one I struggle with a little bit. As the 4th guy in line, it gets a little hairy over the top to keep following the guy. Do our best. Why are we slowing down? really just follow the trail of the guy that went ahead of you. Ah, see, it just tends to get to that point where it just needs to flip. I don't know why I struggle with that. I'm not doing it right, obviously. But when we get back in line, it was all good. Yeah, I hope the guy in front doesn't brake check. Yeah, well, that's what those little position lags feel like. Oh, I'm lagging here. Adrian, I'm coming back in, man. Got a little bit out of water there. Yeah, okay. So we didn't let number 3 pass me. So at this point, 1's braking at the first aiming blocks, 2's braking halfway between the aiming blocks and the center line, 3's braking at the center marker, 4, me, is braking halfway after the center marker, and 5 is braking at the far aiming blocks. Ahead there somehow. So there's 1 at the blocks, 2, 3 will brake right there at the show center. I'm going halfway to the next aiming blocks. Now the catch is just going to be to come around and follow my guy. Yeah, there we go. And I'm kind of in catch-up power. We'll slow it down here. Laps. 4-based funnel. Just a little short. Aim for 80 over the numbers. Not too bad. I always bounce this thing. Not bad though. All right, we did it, guys. Couple little, I mean, it was ragged at times, but it was passable. Okay, there's show center mark. We'll make the next right turn off. Yeah, I forgot, sorry. Off schedule. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm kicking this over to the main broadcast anyway, but
5 aces are all clear.
Five aces there, boss. Thank you. Cessna 172, you are cleared into the box, clear for takeoff. Roger.
Cleared for takeoff, cleared into the box. November 3rd, retreat box.
Alright, just going to taxi it back the rest of the way in, shut the aircraft down. I'm going to switch over to my Air Boss duties. We'll kick the raid over to Jeffrey for you guys to watch the rest of the performance. But that was fun. We got a little offline in a couple spots. I mean, that's about as good a show as we've done. None of the shows have been perfect. This is very, very difficult to do in the sim. But yeah, overall felt good. Yeah, I think that's a static aircraft there. These guys are probably on VATSIM. That's probably not a VATSIM person. Kid Fox Air Boss, you're on deck.
Kid Fox on deck.
Park and brake. Get the flaps stowed. Yes, we did. Radio transponder off. Whoops. Throttles down. Drop to aft. Mixed cutoff. Magnetos. Fuel selector. Position lights. Generator and battery. Alright, there we go. Real quick. Let's look. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad marks on that. Bounced it a little bit, but not too bad. Overall, pretty happy with that. Yeah, Texan's a little more docile. Kenny, the Corsair is a lot more powerful. but Texan's a little more docile and forgiving. All right, guys, let's take a real quick check outside. I'll show you the livery. So the 5 we'd all chosen a which one of the aces we were. I chose diamond because the number 4 is what completes the diamond portion of the formation. So I thought that was a cool little piece of symbolism. And then they had our names up there. Gotta get my radio back on for a second. Apparently there was a performer mishap. Let me know when, Mike. Big Fox, you are cleared for takeoff and cleared into the box.
Kid Fox 907 Charlie, clear for takeoff, clear for the box.
Steerman, you are on deck and can begin staging.
Steerman copies. We'll taxi down to hold short.
Alright, Mike, I'm switching. Alright, guys, let's get the raid over to Jeffrey B. And we will hope that you all enjoy the rest of the show, guys. Thanks for riding along with ours. And make sure you give Jeffrey B lots of love when you get over there. Alright, take care, guys. Talk soon.